Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that, let's be honest, can feel like a real chore, writing a report. But what if I told you there's a simple blueprint, a guide that could turn that pain into a clear, confident process you can use for pretty much any subject, anytime? Well, that's exactly what we're going to build together today. You know the feeling, right? You're staring at that blank page, the little cursor just blinking, and you have absolutely no idea where to even start. That pressure to create a great report can be, well, totally paralyzing. But here's the thing. What if you had a framework, a simple, universal structure that just works every time? Something that could bring order to all those floating ideas and give real clarity to your message. That is exactly what we are going to unpack right now. So here's our game plan. We'll tackle this in 4 key steps. First up, we're going to figure out exactly what kind of report you're writing. Then we'll get into the universal blueprint, the perfect structure. After that, we'll learn how to turn that mess of research into a clean, simple outline. And finally, we'll master the art of showing, not just telling, with some powerful visuals. Okay, before you write a single word, you have to stop and ask yourself, what kind of report am I actually making here? Getting this right is step 1, and it's so important because it shapes everything that comes after, from your tone to the entire format. Generally speaking, reports really come in 2 main flavors. You've got your non-technical reports, which are way more informal and flexible. Think of something like an eyewitness account. But for our blueprint, we are zeroing in on technical reports. These are the formal, structured documents you see all the time in business and in school, where things like accuracy and a super clear format are absolutely critical. All right, let's get to the blueprint itself. This is the classic, time-tested structure for just about any technical report. You can think of it like the skeleton that holds the whole thing together, creating this logical flow that makes it easy for anyone, and I mean anyone, to follow along. This standard format is your recipe for success. You start with the preliminaries, then you dive into the core of your investigation, you present all the proof, and then you wrap it all up with a solid conclusion. See, this isn't just a structure for you, it's a clear roadmap for your reader. Now, a really key part of this whole blueprint is the abstract. And here's a little pro tip for you. Even though it's the very first thing people read, you should always write it last. Why? Because it's your entire report. The question, the method, the findings, all boiled down into one powerful little paragraph. I absolutely love this quote. It reframes the abstract not just as a boring summary, but as a sales pitch. It's your one big chance to grab a busy executive or a researcher and convince them that the rest of your report is actually worth their time. It's the movie trailer. Okay, so you've got the blueprint, but what do you do with that mountain of research, all those notes, and that raw data you've collected? Well, this next step is all about taming that chaos and forging it into a clean, coherent outline. This 4-step process is your path from mess to message. You gather, you group, you refine, and then you outline. I know it's tempting to just jump straight into writing, but trust me on this. Taking the time to create a solid outline is the single best thing you can do to make the actual writing part so much faster and easier. As you're building that outline, start thinking like a storyteller. Seriously, what kind of story is your data telling? Is it a cause and effect kind of story? Is it a journey through time? Or maybe it's a balanced look at a few different perspectives. Choosing the right pattern is what makes your report not just informative, but actually compelling to read. And now for the final piece of our blueprint. This is all about making your data and your ideas not just understood, but seen. It's about using the power of visuals to make your report way more engaging and, memorable. So here's the golden rule for visuals. They have to enhance your report, not just decorate it. Every single chart or table needs to have a clear purpose, whether that's to simplify some complex data, highlight a key finding, or just reinforce your main message. Take a bar chart, for example. It's perfect for comparing different categories. You can instantly see here that Q2 was the star performer, right? That's a conclusion that might take a whole paragraph to explain with text, but this chart, it delivers it in a split second. Now, tables, they serve a totally different purpose. While a chart shows you the big picture trend, a table gives you the precise facts. So when your reader needs to know the exact numbers, like the individual scores for Janet or Kofi, a clean, simple table is the absolute best way to show it without any clutter. And something like a pie or donut chart is your go-to for showing parts of a whole. I mean, one look at this budget and the story is crystal clear. R&D is the top priority, getting the biggest slice of the pie. It makes those proportions feel intuitive in a way that just a list of percentages never could. But you have to remember this. Don't just throw in a chart to make the page look nice. You've got to choose the visual that best tells the story of your specific data and helps make the point you're trying to make. The right visual is incredibly powerful. The wrong one just adds noise. Because at the end of the day, a report isn't just a document, it's a tool for action. It presents facts and analysis and recommendations so that somebody, somewhere, can make a smart, informed decision. So as you're writing, always keep that end goal in mind. What change are you hoping for? What action needs to be taken? That is the true mark of a great report.